thoughts on tonight's game?
I thought tonight's game was very similar to all the games we've had with Nevada. They come down to one possession, and the teams are matched very closely. And for tonight, Nevada made an extra play that we were not able to make, and give them credit. I thought we got off to a good start. They stepped up defensively, and I thought that kind of got us out of our rhythm. And then we started trying too hard to make things happen rather than just let the game come to us. And I thought Nevada was able to do that. And they kept the second half at about 4 to 6 points most of the game, and felt like we never could cut into the lead. And then we had our opportunities at the end, and we came up short. But there's so much of this season that this team and the two young women next to me have made play after play to get us in this opportunity. And I know last week we were playing for a conference championship and it came down to the last possession. Tonight came down to the last possession. But when I look back through it, all the games we won on the last possession, sometimes it seems like it kind of evens out. But Nevada's on a roll. Give them tremendous credit for what they were able to get accomplished, not only tonight, but for the last couple weeks. I think it's a mark of a good team that keeps improving, and they put themselves in a position, and they have tremendous senior leadership, and it showed tonight.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for our student athletes?
Robert Gagliardi from the Laramie Boomerang. I know you guys have hung your hat on defense all season. It seemed like, I think they shot 50% in the second half and was 8 of 15 in the fourth quarter. Just were they doing anything? Just didn't seem like you could really dig down and get enough stops when you needed to. So can you address that a little bit?
Yeah, that's one thing that we were talking about on the bench and during timeouts. That's one thing we're constantly always focusing on, getting 2 or 3 stops in a row. It seemed like every time down the court, which they were getting some sort of good look at the basket. And, more than anything, I just think that's kudos to them. It's hard being here. You have 24 hours to scout a team and figure out what they're doing to you and what we're going to do to them. And I honestly don't think that we brought our best defense, and that can be to do with legs and stuff, but no one cares in this tournament. You have to come out and fight till the end. And so that's one thing that's disappointing, and we didn't play our best. We usually don't give up that many points, and but they were making shots. They were knocking down big shots, big threes, getting inside and knocking down free throws.
Brandon Foster, Casper Star Tribune. You guys, started strong with that 7-0 lead, and then, I think went something like 6 minutes without a point. Did they make any adjustments there, or what kind of, were they able to do defensively in that first quarter during that stretch? Yeah, that's a common theme I feel like that we had yesterday and now today. We started off really, really strong, and then all of a sudden there was a little scoring drought. I don't think it was anything necessary. They were playing great defense, and I think we were just kind of beating ourselves up, especially Natalie Baker and I. I'll be the first to admit that I didn't have the best game, and you have to bring your best here to win against the best. I guess, did they do anything to kind of, keep you out of it offensively tonight? It seemed like they didn't want you to get too involved. Yeah, they had a bigger, they had Tage on me, and then also a bigger post player on me. It's difficult to shoot over them, and then also they can move their feet well on the drives. They know what I like to do. I like to spin, and so they scouted us as really, really well. And I think most of it is just mental. Most of it is mental, and I wasn't there on offense, and I just gotta admit it.
Taylor, I know down the stretch in the final minute, you guys had some chances. You get a rebound off a missed free throw, and then you turn it over, and then they miss a free throw. Referees say it's your ball. They look at the review, and it's not. Just what was that last minute like when you had some chances, but they kind of slipped through your fingers?
Yeah, we definitely had some hope at the end, and then it kind of got taken away from us. But I'm proud of us for fighting. We could have let up in those last couple of minutes, and we didn't. I think that shows a lot of who our team is, and we just didn't get those calls going our way the last minute, and I guess that last call is nothing we can control, and we had to foul, and I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
Justin Michael, InsideTheSeams.com. Taylor, obviously the scoreboard wasn't how you would have liked it to be, but you had a couple of really nice shooting performances. How do you build off those moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, we were talking in the locker room, hopefully our season's not over, and we can go to postseason play in the NIT. And I mean, it is a lot of confidence, me personally, but it's just we lost and they have to take it like that. But I'm proud of our team, and hopefully we're not done so we can move forward.
What are you going to miss most about playing with some of these seniors?
Just the tremendous leadership. I mean, this girl sitting next to me is one of the best leaders ever, and I am really gonna miss playing with her, and hopefully we're not done.
Liv, I guess, like she mentioned, probably some more games to come, but when you look back on this season, what will you kind of remember most about it?
Yeah, the past 2 seasons have been incredible and have been something that I've wanted for the past 4 seasons. And I knew coming in my junior year that we needed a leader, and I looked to step up and be that person. And I was that person in high school, and so I felt comfortable in that role. And talking in the locker room, we talked about how we wanted to change who Wyoming is, and I think our senior class did a tremendous job doing that. And that's one thing I'm gonna miss, is just battling out there with them. And we never gave up. That's one thing I loved about this team. Down by 14 last night, 17, whatever it was, and battled back. And we did it a few other times this year, and we wouldn't have done that my freshman and sophomore year. And so we definitely changed it, and I'm excited to watch these guys moving forward and see where they can take this squad next year. But like Taylor said, we hope we're not done yet, and we'll hopefully get into the WNIT and show Wyoming and everyone else who we are still.
The good news is usually they only cry in my office, so this is good for me to see the caring that they have. And I don't know how many people would have a senior step up and said she didn't have the best game tonight. I give you a lot of credit.
Thank you.
A couple of years ago, ladies, Josh Adams led the men's team. The crowd was incredible. You have a quarterback who's supposed to possibly be the #1 pick. And the crowd, the fans for Wyoming, they follow those sports. Even the women's sports. For you ladies, what's it like just hearing and seeing the crowd that showed up tonight? And it was, Nevada had a good crowd, but on both sides, to see all that gold come to Las Vegas, the support too. You talk about your support with one another, which you're gonna miss, but maybe about the crowd and the fans, the way they support the athletics.
Wyoming's incredible, and that's one thing that drew me to this university. They follow you everywhere. I mean, there's some people that I haven't even met before that came up to me before the game or came up to us last night after the game, and they're like, we come every single year, we've come to every single game. And I would love to reach out to every single one of those people who spend their time, they spend their money invested in us. And it's incredible. That's what this university is. And I think people are starting to see that, especially with people like Josh Allen and the team that won my freshman year and everything. And they'll follow you anywhere, and they'll do anything for you. And so I think that's incredible, and that's one of the reasons why I love playing. I love playing in front of a crowd, and Wyoming knows its sports. They know when to cheer, and they get into it. And so thanks again out to our crowd, and to all the Wyoming fans who are wearing brown and gold.
Okay, we'll dismiss the student athletes at this time. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you both.
Questions for the coach?
Joe, if you could, those couple sequences in the final minute where, you get a rebound, but then look like you might have tried to throw the ball off the player's leg or something, but you turn it over and then missed free throw call gets reversed and stuff. Just kind of take us through those and just how tough were those to go through?
Well, one of the things I look at, Robert, is the amount of missed opportunities that we had throughout the game. And, you know, the breaks either go your way or don't go your way, and you got to move on beyond that, and I thought we did. We still got to look at a 3, down 3. Clara made a good play getting it to Shalali, who I thought Shalali really stepped up for us in the last 8 minutes that she played when we really needed some scoring, and she had a good look at it. And so, you know, you just got to keep moving forward. And yeah, you need a break here or there, and we didn't get those breaks down to the stretch, and that's a situation that you have to overcome. And like I said, I thought we did it, that we even got an attempt at a 3 to tie the game.
How proud of you are of Taylor for her performance in this tournament and just how well she shot the ball?
That's a sophomore who's in her first year of starting, and I think she grew up a ton. The way she performed last night against New Mexico, I told my staff in the first half, I said, Taylor is playing with the calmness that we need everyone else to play with. And it just seemed that Taylor carried everybody through that game last night. And she started out well again this evening. And I think that, you know, one of the things that we know that catches up with us is I played Taylor 39 minutes last night. I played her 38 minutes tonight. But as well as she played, she needed to be on the floor. And she shot over 50%. She gets one of the toughest defensive assignments night in and night out. And so I can't say enough about that sophomore who is just going to continue to get better. And you saw the emotion when you asked her the question about Liv and Natalie. Those are 2 seniors that are also her 2 best friends. And so I think she's learned a great deal about leadership from them, and expect Taylor to step forward next year as a junior to be a leader of this team.
Coach Liv said it was kind of just a matter of them maybe playing a little better offense than you guys did defense, but I guess with that similar question about maybe not putting the stops together in the second half, did they switch anything offensively from what you guys saw them first 2 times?
No, I think they're playing with tremendous confidence. They have a point guard in Mo who's understands the game, knows how to get to the free throw line. She has made big shots all week. When you watch those games, I mean, they've won a game in overtime, won one in 2 double overtime, and then win one here on basically the last possession. And I think she really has stepped up to lead that group. They're very difficult to handle inside, and as Liv mentioned, they can put length on her defensively. And so I just thought that their pressure when they made their run in the first half, their pressure had us standing around a bit more. We really got short in the shot clock, and I thought that we could not stay in our offense as much as what we usually do, and we were a little short, as I said, with the shot clock, and took some bad shots towards the end.
I know, it was pretty crammed at the top of the conference all season with 3 teams being tied at first the last week, and right now, 7th seed going to the finals. Is this kind of playing out how you expected in terms of just the parity in this conference?
Yeah, one of the things that, I thought coming into here that there were 7 teams that had a chance to win it all. And I think that's how this year played out. The number of close games that we had with everyone, for our champ to be, 14-4, that hasn't happened in years. And so I think you had to really be prepared to play each and every night out. And I think this is just an example of it. We've had some great basketball games, and it's hard for this group to think that it may be done. But I know they had a big win last night, and they were celebrating that, and came down to the last possession. And I think that's just basketball in March. And you're going to win your fair share, but when you drop one, it hurts.
The players said, they want to play more basketball, and you get a sense that you're pretty confident you'll get into the postseason, and you think this team will relish the opportunity if it's given them.
Yeah, if we're given the opportunity, we'd like to be able to play. We have a great track record with the WNIT, but that's not my decision. We'll wait till Monday night. Hopefully our name's called in some fashion,